Hey everyone, here back at the Pasadena International Film Festival, and we're talking about a short film now called The Bartender that played tonight.
Yeah. It was 1:50 p.m. Yeah.
Oh, played in the afternoon.
The Me Too block.
I heard about that. There were enough films with
More
a
enough.
Me Too theme,
Yes.
enough to where you could group them all together.
It was a beautiful symphony. Like,
Yeah.
they really thought it out well. Like, you could see the arc
Yeah.
of films, how they went from, like, almost despairing to, like, uplifting, you know? Like, but it was a very accurate portrayal of, like, all the perspectives and I think different conversations that are going. It was a great starting point for what I hope to be, like, way more interesting conversations.
Very
As
nuanced. Very nuanced.
So let me not waste any time more about not getting your names. So tell us, you're the director, correct?
Yeah, Travis Newsad. I'm the director of The Bartender.
All right, and
I'm DARIAN STANSBURY, the cinematographer of The Bartender.
this is an 11-minute short, correct?
That's
Correct. Yeah.
But did you go, what kind of scope does it have? Did you go full-out production for a thing, or is it sort of an intimate story? I don't know anything about it. Tell us about it.
I mean, my inspiration for the story was reading Ronan Farrow's expose on Mr. Weinstein, and how he talked about there was this pattern of Weinstein going into these upscale hotel bars and taking advantage of women, you know, who were eager for advancement in their career. And so I started imagining the people I connected most with were the people on the outside of the situation, like the hotel valets and the concierges, who, in order for Weinstein to get away with this for like 30 years,
The assistants.
they had to know what was going on. And I started thinking, like, what was it like to be a bartender at like one of these upscale lounges, you know? And because I connected with that, because I'm like, you know, one of these bystanders who is complicit. You know, I'm not going out there actively trying to hurt people, but I'm kind of doing nothing, you know? I'm complicit in this whole situation. So I want to do a movie from that perspective. So that's kind of the scale, is this psychological thriller inside the mind of someone who suspects and fears about what's going to happen to a woman who comes in with one of these high-powered men.
It's not Weinstein, though. You
It's
create a
not-
new scenario, but you get it, right?
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Avidly inspired.
Allegedly, of course.
Hedge fund manager, you know. But yeah, that's kind of the basis. This is psychological war in this woman, this bartender, who has to decide, you know, is she going to let this guy walk out of this bar with this woman and she knows what's going to happen?
What was your take on shooting it? Bright and cheery? Did you go full noir? How did...
Not quite noir, but not bright and cheery. We wanted to exploit pools of light, because in a bar it's like you can see what it is that you need to see, but not much more, right? So I wanted what needed to be focused on to be lit well, and the whole environment to feel beautiful, to feel classy. Shout out to Jackson Cannon, who allowed us to shoot in the Hawthorne Bar below the Hotel Commonwealth. And
what town is this?
This is in Boston.
In Boston, yeah.
So this is a nationally known cocktail bar, which set the stage for our production design. And so my job with the cinematography was to match the level of production design that was given to us by us being allowed to shoot in that location.
Cool. And so you wanted to show that this was a place that should have probably high morals because of its high standing, and then they should turn around and turn their back on these nefarious doings.
This is a place where a high roller would come to do things that people wouldn't necessarily pass on. You need that private room, and that's where most of the drama occurs, is in the private room. So when you see Carly, played by Natalie Hebert, our excellent lead, she's always peering into the private room to see what's happening just at an earshot. And so we wanted to capture her perspective, that she's scoping in to see what's happening in this private area that me, you, or I, whatever, would not have the money to get into, right? So they're in this private room, they have their own private bartender, and it's exclusive. And we can't get in there, and we don't know what's happening.
Creme de la creme.
That's
you know,
right.
mere mortals cannot access this place.
Yeah. Did you guys see Leaving Neverland?
Nah,
There's a whole other 4 hours in Me Too, the Michael Jackson doc.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
It was on HBO.
Yeah.
But it's full of those people who are like, all right, Well, not a lot of people do testimonials, but there's a whole bunch of people chronicled as should have said something.
Yeah.
The people around
that's a good
the
parallel.
round of the thing, you know.
That's a good
It's hot right
parallel.
now. Then my wife and I finished it.
Yeah.
4 hours of this,
Yeah.
and we weren't done. We're like, let's get right to the R. Kelly. R. Kelly over on Lifetime. We started watching that one. You know, it's like these.
I gotta talk about the New York Times podcast, The Daily, did an amazing critique of that Leaving Neverland, because at least for me, being a Michael Jackson fan, and it just talks about taking you through the whole journey of like how you wanted to be those kids and how it happens to you, and you just have, it's like the Woody Allen thing, it's like you have to be able to separate the genius of the work from the impact or the trauma of what the person did, and like how it's not something that you can separate, like how we got to be able to say that these people did things that were amazing, but they also did things that were horrible and just terrible. So yeah,
Particularly true of Weinstein. You know, if you look at his charitable donations, there was like.
Yeah. And what a champion of film Weinstein
There's a
was.
lot of, I mean, you know, more Oscar thank yous than God.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
It's like you look at the stats and then
People
you're like.
probably went, God might, if I say God, I might alienate people who aren't so religious or whatever. I'll say Harvey Weinstein. Now, of course, you don't know at the time that's way worse. Like, that's the worst.
No,
You know,
yeah.
eventually he becomes the guy you can't mention.
that logo's on a lot of films. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of great films.
Yeah,
And
but I'll
it
still
makes-
watch those movies. I had to come to peace with that after a while.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Mel Gibson movies. I know he went nuts and
It's-
screamed at people, and he's probably a racist alcoholic.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
I feel the same way.
I gotta watch Lethal Weapon. Sorry.
Yeah. It's a tough question. It's
And
such
Lethal
a
Weapon
tough
isn't
issue.
bad all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah.
And it's tough. I think it's harder hit
it's a
with.
case by case basis.
I think it's harder on comedians, like because that's really them, like with Cosby or Louis C.K. or something. You know, it's a little more to their soul as to what it's all about. Whereas these guys can be actors and play different parts.
Yeah.
Of things.
It's
But,
messy stuff.
Yeah.
And everything you say, you're attached to for life now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I imagine that all that Neverland stuff in the
Yeah.
social media world. I mean, this would have been even crazier than it was. So, there's a whole Me Too block. Is there another one? Will it screen again? Do Shorts get a couple of screenings here, or just the one?
At this festival, I think we're wrapped up, but next week we'll be screening again in Boston.
Please tell me the rest of them. Where else you play?
Redstone Film Festival. We'll
Boom.
be screening at the Psy Performance Center at 7 p.m. Free screen, no reason not to go
There
if
you
you're on
go.
the East Coast.
Come on.
So yeah, and future screenings coming soon.
Got social and that kind of thing?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Instagram, the Bartender Film 2019.
Twitter, same? Or
We don't have a Twitter.
Twitter?
We saw no,
Instagram's the thing now, right?
Yeah, it's definitely
People
the
dig
thing.
it.
Great website,
popping.
www.thebartenderfilm.com. Great website.
Right.
There you go. Cool.
What else? We have a Facebook, the Bartender Film 2019.
And the fest's been treating you well?
Oh, excellent. I mean, there's an open bar here.
There is an open bar.
We're very happy.
That is true. And I had a s'mores Girl Scout cookie, which is a thing I never even knew
Yeah, I'm
existed.
gonna have to go get one of those pretty soon.
Yeah, that's the food of choice tonight. Plates
Girl
of
Scout cookies.
Hey, but those are normally $5 a box, so chew your food. That's what I'm saying. All right, thanks so much, Travis.
Hey,
Darian,
thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
My pleasure.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate this.
Yeah, and we look forward to whatever's coming up next. Is there something big on the horizon? After you still just
Oh,
working
let
this
me know.
film
Are
for
you
right
holding
now?
out on me? You got something big?
We'll talk about it later.
Oh, I see. There's going to be a big meeting going down. All right. We'll be back with more filmmakers in just a sec.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Peace.
you.